Hey guys, we're here at Avenue Sound, Long Island, New York, and I'm here to explain to you how a Smart Start interlock device works and the overall procedure here and with the device itself. So, this is a 2030 head, and then it's got a mouthpiece. This mouthpiece gets installed into the head unit itself. For sanitary reasons, we don't put it in for you. It's got a little ridge here at the bottom, which needs to be lined up there. So it should look like it's going in like a perfect oval. And it goes all the way through, so it's fully seated. Okay. Now, what's installed in the device in the vehicle is this handheld unit, a GPS antenna, and a camera, and that's connected to a module under the dashboard. That makes it so that when I go to turn the car on, it stops it from starting. So that's essentially what we're installing, the ability for this device to stop the vehicle from starting until you pass a completed test. When I go to turn the car on, though, the device will light up and it'll say the words initializing. Then it'll eventually prompt me to blow. When it does is then that's the time that I blow into it. How do you blow? The way you blow into the device is you need to blow and hum at the same time. So it's almost like you're saying the word whoo. So whoo. And it's about a 5 to 8 second range. And we're talking Mississippi, not fast seconds. So watch. I didn't blow long enough. So it said, blow longer. So it'll give you an error and it'll dictate to you what you're doing wrong. It might say hum stronger, it might say blow longer. What this means to me is the amount of air that I was passing through it was fine. It's just the length of time was not long enough. I was probably shy by a second or so. So to get an efficient blow, what I'm going to do is reduce the amount of air so I can have a little bit more air in my windpipe when I'm blowing through it the second time. I got that click. That click lets me know that it's now analyzing. Once it's successful, it'll say the word pass, and I can go ahead and start the car. Is that all I need to do for my drive? The answer is maybe. Because if you're driving, this unit will randomly ask you to blow into it again while you're driving. It could be 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes down the road. It is called a random retest, so it'll randomly do it. So you need to pay attention to this device. We recommend going at least a week or so without turning on your radio so you can hear the beeps and the clicks, etc. And when you do blow into it, you need to do that same exact thing, but you don't have to pull over if you don't desire to. Technically, it is a distraction while you're driving. The manufacturer Smart Start won't tell you you have to pull over, but if the state does and you want to be law-abiding, you're welcome to. Or just blow into it and keep it moving. That's your own prerogative. Can you be the only one to drive the car? No, anybody can drive the car. Same thing, New York state laws apply. So if you're a legal if you have a legal driver's license, you can drive this vehicle totally fine. But all the legal ramifications fall under the person who is responsible for the Smart Start device. So if that person driving doesn't have a successful test while they're driving and it gets a violation, that falls on the Smart Start, the person who's associated with the Smart Start device. That driver has no legal ramifications whatsoever. As far as being able to start the car, the person who blows into it to start the car is the person that needs to drive the car. If you want to shift drivers, you need to turn the vehicle off and wait for this countdown timer to finish. It's going to tell me I can restart the vehicle right now within 3 minutes. So let's say I just turned the car off to get gas and it only took 3 minutes. Great. Run in for a cup of coffee, go inside to use the restroom. It doesn't matter what the reason is, but if you're exiting the vehicle, you need to turn it off. If you make it back to the vehicle within 3 minutes, you do not need to blow into it again. You will be able to restart it. But if you do want to change drivers, you need to wait for that countdown timer to finish so that the next driver can blow into it and then continue to drive. It cannot capture a different photo of a different person driving the vehicle within the same drive cycle. Alcohol. This is a zero tolerance device. It doesn't matter if you had one drink. It doesn't matter. It will not allow you to start the car. That also holds true with anything else that has alcohol. Could be heavy cologne. Could be hand sanitizer and making its fumes all up to the device. It could be mouthwash, or it could even be cough medicine from the night before. So refrain from anything that has alcohol in it when you're operating or using this device. What happens if your battery dies in the car? Well, this unit does draw power from your car. So if you're not driving this car on a regular basis, and by regular, at least every other day, drive it every other day because your battery will die. It is constantly pinging for a cellular signal for GPS location. If your battery dies, document everything. Document the date and time that it died, and then go ahead and submit all that information to Smart Start. Not to Avenue Sound. We cannot help you with that. You need to submit it to Smart Start. If the device feels like it was tampered with, i.e. loses power because your battery died, you can get something called a violation. What happens if you get a violation? Well, you can get a violation for a multitude of things. You can get a violation for missing a random retest. You can get a violation for alcohol. You can get a violation for tampering. If you get a violation for any of those things, you report back to Avenue Sound during operating business hours. That's Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. We will be able to take you in and run a service. You'll pay about $50 after tax at the counter, plus fees associated with Smart Start. If you feel like you're not responsible for those fees, the fees to Avenue Sound are for us as laborers to go ahead and do the service you're requesting. So those are non-negotiable. However, the fees with Smart Start, if you feel like you weren't supposed to pay those fees, you can go ahead and submit an incident report with Smart Start to try to get them reimbursed. Every month, you're required to get this device serviced. Maybe you could be on a 60-day program, but 90% of our clients are on a 30-day program. So every month you arrive to the store, again, during our normal operating hours, you will have an appointment date. You'll arrive within that date, and we'll go ahead and service it as long as it's before 4 p.m. If you decide to come after that time or on a different date, then you will pay an additional upcharge. So normally you pay about $30 after tax at the counter. You would now be paying $50 after tax at the counter. And that is simply because we're conveniencing you and you're operating outside of the schedule that you already given a month prior. As far as fees that are required by Smart Start, you can take care of those fees online in advance 48 hours before or on site while we're running your service. But you need to let us know if you need us to handle those fees for you. And the way they get handled is you hand us a credit card and we swipe that through Smart Start's charge terminal. Where do I go for service? If it's for a Smart Start device, you come to us. If you're looking to have your vehicle serviced, however, let's say you need an oil change or transmission replacement, whatever it may be, you go to wherever you get your car serviced, but you need to let Smart Start know that you're doing that, and they'll let you know how to operate around their conditions with your service provider. So when you do come in for your service appointment, you'll get a paper when we're done that looks like this. This one's got some client information on it, so I'm going to hold my hand here. But essentially, it'll say Smart Start. It'll let you know the date that we did the service, and then it'll also give you your new appointment date. So your new appointment date will be there. It will have a time. However, that time we're not restricted to. We just want you here before 4 p.m. As far as the date, just come on that date and everything is all good. How do I avoid violations? Well, violations, as I mentioned, can happen for a multitude of things, but ideally just stay away from everything alcohol. And if you're in the car and the car is running, great, you can monitor it. If there's nobody to monitor the vehicle in the driver's seat while the vehicle is running, go ahead and turn it off and make sure that it let you know that restart timer started counting down. If it did, that means it acknowledged the car is off. So you won't get any violations there. How do you handle your fees? So as far as fees that are required by Avenue Sound, which is anywhere from generally $30 to $50 to have the unit serviced on a regular basis, all the other Smart Start fees you can handle online on their app, or you can hand us a credit card and we can process those for you. And that's for fees for your regular service as well as for violations. I see Avenue Sound is open on Saturdays. Do you do service on Saturdays? We do not. Our Saturdays are strictly for our retail business, not for interlock business or any of our other wholesale business. Unfortunately, we do not have staff on Saturdays, enough staff to go ahead and manage these devices. That's why we give you an appointment a month in advance on a weekday. If you got a violation and you're required to report to the store to get that violation cleared, because when you do get a violation, you have 3 or 4 business days or 3 or 4 days to handle it by coming here, paying the service fee, and we run the service. That will overlap a weekend. If you get a violation on a Friday, you're going to need to report here on Monday. You don't have an option to wait till Tuesday or Wednesday unless you want to get the car towed here And unfortunately, we will not be able to do it on a Saturday or Sunday. So if you do have work or any other arrangements, you know on Friday that you need to go ahead and facilitate that in advance. So if you do have questions regarding the device and how it works, if they're installation related, Avenue Sound will be able to assist you. If it has to do with legal questions or questions about costing associated with Smart Start's fees or anything along those lines, we're going to direct you to Smart Start because we don't have that information. You need to understand that even though we're installing this in your vehicle, it is a privileged and privacy situation, so we are not privileged to your private information. Only Smart Start is. We can only tell you what we're telling you essentially in this video, and I'm happy to answer the questions if you want to ask them a different way.